or 5% instead of 10%.
Yeah, you could probably do that. And then I don't know if you know about because a lot of people sometimes, and the guys, just keep in mind when you're running like, numbers for like a creative finance deal. Let's say you're planning to rent the property out, get some cash flow going. You got to make sure ask the owner about because you don't want to be, again, you don't want to be, let's say, cash flowing for like 6 7 months, and the next thing you know the water heater goes. So you want to make sure like kind of like how everything is with the house. How's the roof, how's the HVAC, how's the water heater, how's the plumbing, blah blah blah. So just in case you don't have any random things that go wrong that you didn't plan for, and then like all that money that you made in those like 6 or 7 months goes towards that. So just keep that in mind. All right. So yeah, let me just do that. I'm just doing 13. All right. So let's say times 56, and he owes 266, right?
Yeah, that's what he still owes.
Yeah.
The loan amount was 275, but he now owes 266. He got it in 2022. He refinanced.
Gotcha. Yeah, those numbers look pretty good. I mean, at the end of at the
And
end of
I think the best thing too, Terrell, is that I am starting my job in October as a Big Four at accounting,
Mhm.
and that's actually only like 40 minutes away from my or 30 minutes away from my work. So I was thinking about living there myself, and then
Oh,
getting a roommate, and then that way I would pay 1,000, and then my roommate would pay 1,000, and then that way I know that the rent's coming in, or not rent, but
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that could work. I mean, if the numbers seem pretty good. I'm not sure the current value of the house, when, let's say, when you want to refi after the 10-year balloon, if you want to do that.
Yeah, I could give you the address. You could pull it up on Zillow real quick.
Okay.
Nine, it's 9828 Grant Avenue in Manassas.
Gotcha.
So, like I said, it was fully renovated in 2023, so it's in very good shape. He replaced
Yeah.
everything, like I said, and while he did the renovations.
Okay. Yeah, looks good. Yeah, you won't have to worry about really anything. Looks pretty clean. And yeah, I mean, I didn't look at the rents, but I mean, I feel like if
Yeah, I'm from that area, so like I'm kind of familiar with how it would go
okay.
uh, as far as rents. I mean, I think 2,000 is like the lower end. I think they could probably go for like 22, but 2,000 just to make the numbers make sense.
Yeah, just make it conservative just in case anything crazy goes on. Um, yeah, the numbers seem pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't change it. I mean, at the end of the 10 years, you're pretty much at 156,000.
Yeah, that's what I got as well.
So, I mean, and then obviously the property would be worth way more than that currently.
Yeah,
Um, I'm just trying to see that if there's any active rents going on. You just hit for sale.
yeah. I had to go up a little bit towards like above Old Town Manassas, like towards 66. If you can see that road, there wasn't many right in that area.
Gotcha. All right, I see this one for 22. It's a 2-1. I mean, looks like it's attached as well. Just like a kind of like a row home type of style. Um, and I mean, doesn't mean they're gonna get 2,200, but I
Yeah,
mean, I would
that's
say,
yeah. I comped that one as well, but I was like, I don't think that that would actually go for 22. So I'd
yeah.
look around some more.
Mm, 25 for a townhouse, 6 bedroom, 3 bath. That was only 2 pictures. Seems like 2,000 might be the another townhouse. See, this 20, 2,000. Yeah, I mean, maybe you could get a little bit more. I think you probably could get a little bit more.
Yeah, with it being too bad, too bad. That's why like I was going conservative there.
Yeah.
But like I said, Northern Virginia is one of the most expensive areas to live in right now.
Gotcha. But yeah, everything. I mean, I just wrote. I didn't bring out my notebook, but I wrote it down in my notes here. But yeah, everything here looks pretty good. I wouldn't change anything. I mean, what's his time? Is 10 years okay with him? Like, how did you bring
Yeah,
this?
I mean the way that we, because you know, I called him, and this was a pre-foreclosure lead on Prop Stream, and the guy's actually a financial analyst, you know, pretty smart guy, and he said, you know, I know that a cash offer wouldn't make sense because you know obviously you wouldn't get
Exactly.
return on your investment. And
Yeah.
I said so, and then I asked him, I was like, so you're definitely open to a creative? He said for sure, like if the numbers make sense, then we could definitely do it because this is he's not living here. This is just kind of one of his properties.
Oh, okay.
So he's
So
not highly motivated, but he definitely doesn't have an attachment to the property. So he said he would definitely be willing to get rid of it if he wanted.
yeah, I
And
mean,
considering he doesn't have much equity, I don't think that it would bother him that much to make payments on
yeah. No, and it's always tough to find a good situation, but a situation like this is pretty ideal. You know,
Yeah,
let's say if he like, because I've been in situations where like the numbers look good like this, but the seller's actually living in the property, so like you can't really do much because they need like a big chunk to go elsewhere. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But yeah, this is pretty good. So this was a rental for him, or
yeah. Well, he said it was a rental. He said he has two properties and he's living in the other one. I'm
okay,
not sure what he's doing. I'll have to touch base. I mean, I don't. He said that he did not have renters, so I don't know if he's like living there and then maybe he has a friend living there just with no lease. I'm not sure what's going on.
gotcha.
So I'll
Um,
have to get all that figured out. And would you think that would it be better for me to wrap the deal if he did need some money to like for moving expenses or whatever to get the renters out?
Yeah, I mean, if you just got to listen to what he's like, what would just whatever benefits him the most would be,
Okay.
for him to pull the trigger. Then yeah, if it's, if he wants to, if wrapping the deal would get the deal done, I mean, then yeah,
Yeah.
go for it.
Okay.
But everything else looks pretty good. I wouldn't change much. Just hopefully everything goes well in that next conversation that you have with him.
Yeah.
Um, but
Because
yeah,
he
no,
was he
go
was
ahead.
definitely open to like to this deal. Like he had no drawbacks whatsoever. He was like, yeah, like the creative finance if it makes sense, what we can do it. Because I think that he's just not too. Because considering he had to refinance to I guess, get back on his feet. I think that that's why he's not so attached to the home. It's because he doesn't have much equity.
Yeah. Yeah, little to no equity here.
And he went into pre foreclosure because of all the renovations too.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So I mean, I think it makes sense, but I guess I'll touch base with him. I'd say
Yeah,
I'd give
touch
him a call
base, and
later on today.
if you have any other questions, just, reach out to me, and I'll see what I can do. If he needs another, like sometimes another voice could help,
Yeah.
or whatever. Just just let me know. I'll have a chat with him. But yeah, no, good find. I mean, again, pre foreclosure list. I always like pre foreclosures,
Mhm.
because they have to do something,
Yeah.
But no, that's a great find. Did anyone else have any questions pertaining to this at all? Or, I mean, I know I probably should have did like a whiteboard and wrote down the numbers instead of, putting it on my phone so you guys could just follow along. That's on me. Next time I'll do that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, any questions, guys, or anything else you guys have that you guys are working on? Anything, I don't know. I always, for people who don't go on these Zooms often that I host, I mean, I don't really have like a whole script or anything like that. I just kind of just go up just randomly, whatever I'm working on, I'm talking about, or, I don't really have like, oh, from 11 to 11:15, we're going to be doing this. Oh, and I forgot there was a chat in here. I'm sorry. Looking, where can I find out what the corner? Oh, yeah, so you would have to go to, I mean, you could go on like PropStream and see, kind of like it has like the whole the liens and stuff like that. You could also go on the county on like let's say your county website. Hopefully it's pretty user friendly where you're able to locate the information. Actually, I'm trying to think. I don't think actually no, I don't think you could pull up. You could pull up the liens, but you can't pull up like the amount. I'm pretty sure. I mean, at least for me, I'm not sure if it's different. Every place is different. Every county is different. I mean, check out Mercer County, West Virginia. Um, Murphy, you want, is that for me, or is that for somebody, or is that for I don't even know. Is Murphy, are you there? Is that okay? Okay, check out Mercer County. Yeah, so I'll go on PropStream, check that out. What do you want to look at exactly? I know it's like that. It's not, there's 51,000 homes in Mercer County. Zero pre foreclosures, 6,500 cash buyers, 19 liens. So let's say if I clicked on liens here, there's, like I said, the 19 liens out of the 50 whatever thousand. So there's this one in Bluefield, West Virginia. You can see there's a lien here. This is always accurate. Like same like mortgages. If there's a mortgage, you'll have like one here. But the amount is, it could be, I don't really go based off the amount, but I know that there is a lien on here. You could look at the details and you'll see kind of what the issue is here. Abstract of judgment, 2019. So I don't know. And whenever, even if whatever lien it is, I mean, I don't even mention it to the seller. I just kind of treat it like, hey, like, I buy properties in Mercer County. I saw that you had something on Cole Street. Would you be interested in selling it by chance? I start off by asking his name. His name's Ronnie. But yeah. So liens are what, let's say, for example, I'm working on a deal right now. It's in St. Pete, and there's like a whole bunch. It's like overgrown grass, and I think there's like a car or something like that. I actually have. It's like a whole bunch of liens. Let's see if it's still up. I don't know what's having me download. I could just open it up. Why can't I just open this up? So annoying. I don't know why I have to download this. So you can see here, like liens, like a water lien. So this is a property I'm working on that I'm closing on hopefully by the end of this month. I might have to do an extension because it's a long story, but anyway, so you could see there's lien right here for the water and the sewer. That's if you don't pay it, obviously you're gonna get that. And there's also liens for like code enforcements. You could get tax liens as well if taxes aren't paid. So the last time the taxes were paid was in 2021. 2022 wasn't paid, 2023 wasn't paid. There's also a lien here. So this lien, that I want to see if it's like because the $3,000 lien is for like the overgrown grass. They basically, the house was burnt down. Like half of it is burnt down. So it's like the $3,000 was just to clear the lot, so it make it an empty lot. So it's not just like a burnt down house in the neighborhood. And then there was another lien. Where's the second amount? So this one is, I forget what it was for. But I know I could talk. I mean, I'm gonna have to pay, like the buyer would have to pay this, who's ever, the guy who's buying it from me. But he said he could talk down this amount, the 20,000. I forget what it's for though, so I apologize. He could work at the county and maybe just ended up paying half of that amount. But yeah, just liens are just like, just what people put on properties. Like I said, there's tax liens for unpaid taxes, water liens, for not paying the water bills, like stuff like that. You could have HOA liens for not paying your HOA. I don't know, people sometimes it's monthly or quarterly or yearly. So if you don't pay that, they could put a lien on your house. And I mean, this makes it easier because I got this through the title company that I'm having the property go through. having the deal done with, and I'm just trying. I don't know why it's so slow on my screen, but just trying to scroll down to see if there's any more details regarding that $20,000 lien. Um, oh yeah, so you can see here the $3,000 was for the lot clearing, and then the second one is the magistrate. And I didn't know what this was. I had the title agent Josh explain it to me, but I forget in detail like the full. I'm just hoping it's listed here. Okay, it just says magistrate lien. Just the whole county just putting a $20,000 lien. Just I guess for continued violations. So like, I mean, I really, yeah. So this is so like, I have the property for like 60,000. And I have somebody paying like close to 80,000 for it. So then they would have to, this would, I mean, I'm not like, again, like since I'm assigning the rights to to the buyer will be responsible of paying those liens. Or actually, no, the seller would be. But the way how I worded the purchase agreement with the seller, her name's Burgundy. She's like the heir of the deceased. She didn't want to have to worry because I think she knew there was kind of liens on there, but she's I didn't want to be responsible for like so basically she wanted a net 60,000. She didn't want to pay anything, but like, so like if there was any liens, she didn't want to pay. So like, for me to get the deal, I just agreed to that. But I already knew at the time it was at the $3,000 for the lot thing, but I found out like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago about this added $20,000 lien. And but yeah, my buyer John told me he could talk that down to like so he only could pay like maybe just 50 or 60% of that, which is still good because I mean the lots in St. Pete, because this will be an empty lot. It's on a corner lot as well. So that lot, like if I sold that like on market right now, that would be worth probably like 110. So like either way, him paying like 80 to like, let's say, actually with everything probably like 90, it's still a decent deal. But yeah, so let me see if there's any just I mean, I would say, just at least chat with the owner. I mean, I give you numbers before you even chat with the owner. Like, let's say if you need to know where you need to be at with price, I mean, that's fine. Um, but like ideally, I would like you guys to get comfortable. Like, I can't I can't hold your hand all the time. So like, just at least chat with the owner, know what the situation is. So I'm not like, because people sometimes get what's the word I'm looking for, like and I guess analysis paralysis, that type of thing, where they're just like focusing too much on like what to say or like the structure of the deal, so they don't even like they're just kind of get cold feet in a sense and don't want to are afraid to call. But just you're not going to get better unless you don't call. So ideally you want to make that phone call, find out the situation, see if there's any motivation, and then go from there. I mean, if you're stuck after that, like I always ask people like, have you talked to the seller? So kind of like, so I know the situation. Like, it's just only going to make you better because if let's say you had me calling every lead that you think is a lead, just it's kind of just wasting my time and your time. Because again, you just put in that effort to call. You'll get better once you call. I mean, I mean, I did the same thing with Eric, Eric didn't call every lead that I had when I was in his office. Unless I was stuck on something where I needed, help on talking with an agent or a seller of the home. But most of the times, the way how we got better was just practice. I mean, you could just role play. That's what we did in the office, like 30 minutes before hitting the phones. We would just role play. So just, let's say me, like I'm the seller, Eric's the investor calling and wholesaler calling, and I just kind of, let's say play hardball. And we'll make up a scenario, and then we'll just run with it for the 5 minutes that we role play, and that just makes you better. So like when a seller hits you with something, you're not like you don't know what to say. Like you're pretty fast with it. um so yeah, so any questions, guys? Hopefully I explained the liens to you so you guys understand. Um, also had, I think, a lien. I think I had another one with a lien on there. For this other deal I'm closing. I don't think there's actually, yeah, there's no lien. So I had another lien, basically like a title search. So I had another lien search on another property I'm closing in Clearwater. This would be closing in September. But yeah, she's living there. It's a lady. Her name's Susan. But yeah, 21 taxes are paid. So there's no liens. 2022, 2023 is paid. There's no outstanding balances. So like everything's caught up. There's one permit. No code so like there's no like there's not like like I said, overgrown grass. There's not like random beat up cars like all over the yard. You'll get code enforcements for that and liens issued, all that kind of stuff. um yeah, I was hoping for this one, I mean, is to be a good deal so I could work on my first flip, but unfortunately this house needs a lot of work, and it would be like close to like a six figure, like probably like a 90 to like $100,000 project, and for like a first time flip, I mean, that's just too much. So I just ended up wholesaling it. So just get in, get out, all that kind of stuff. um yeah, so yeah, there's nothing really on this one. Oh yeah, permit. I didn't even read this fully. It's for a fence within stream. It's kind of crazy because no, I don't. That's odd because I mean, I don't know. She doesn't have a fence. I've been to the house like twice or more than twice, but there's no fence. There's like a porch. Is for a fence within stream permit. I don't know. I don't know about that one, but anyway, um, yeah. So let me see if there's questions. Um. No. All right. I mean, first one. Yeah. Just start making calls. You'll be good. I mean, the perfect time to call is like you can call after work. I mean, I'm not sure when you get back. I'm not sure the hours of your work, but you could always try then. If let's say if you work a 9 to 5, you could try around like maybe just putting 2 hours a day after work. I mean, you'll get better by that little by little. Maybe it'll take a little bit longer for you to get a deal at the end of the day, but at least you're getting that practice in. But yeah, definitely on on the weekends. I mean, tomorrow's Saturday, so the perfect time to call. Most people are home, so you could get a lot of responses. Maybe most people shouldn't be able to be at home or whatever to answer the phone calls. They just have a regular conversation. Like I said, when I call, you can start on market. That's how I started. I started working on market until I kind of got a groove going, and then obviously as when I was working with Eric in his office, if I started making progress, then yeah, he'll give me those off market leads because he did all this marketing for he had he had like a whole text blast service. So he'll reach out, let's say, like for all the pre-foreclosures in my county, like he'll send a whole text blast out, and he'll decipher if they're warm leads or not. And then if they were, then he'll pass them out throughout the office. Like he'll assign me or whomever like a deal that's like and it would have a conversation like, guys in a pre-foreclosure, this is the situation, blah blah blah, and then I get that, and it's like, oh cool, a nice, it's a warm lead, it's off market, so those are always nice. Um, um Good question, Dom. I mean, it is a little bit of a learning curve. So, like, for me, like, it took me a little bit over a month. So I started like getting into like a rhythm. Because it is new, especially if you don't like, call anybody, to just kind of like um, have that like mentality, like that, you could do this, that all that type of stuff. So you can kind of get confident, and the first call is not going to go the best. It's just how it is. I honestly don't remember how my first call went. It probably went pretty bad. I've had phone experience before, so probably wasn't terrible, but I know Eric, when he started, he basically hung up on himself. That was like 9 years ago. So I don't know if he ever told you guys that story, but yeah, he basically hung up on himself after the seller answered. He didn't know, he just kind of froze. Um, just you got to be consistent. I mean, you can't expect, Rome wasn't built in a day, so you just got to, again, be be just expecting, like, like when you talk to, let's say 50 people, not all 50 people are going to say yes. Maybe just me one out of that 50, but all you need is that one person, that one deal, to go well. And then, you're able to convert it. And then the rest is pretty much history. And you kind of just go off of that, just, momentum that you have. Yeah, I could teach you how to look for deals. I mean, it's just going. I mean, like I said, when I started, I was on Market. I was going on Zillow. Um, so just Zillow.com. I'll type it in, like, let's say where I'm at. I'm in St. Petersburg, Florida. There's oops, let me go to for sale. All right, so there's 2,300, homes that are for sale. My next thing is let's say, and you could see it here, by agent, by owner. Owner is better. Agents are good too. I'm not, not knocking agents. I mean, I do some deals that with buyers that are actually agents. So they buy their properties, they renovate them, and sometimes either rent them out or flip them. But owner, I mean, you're going to be talking to the owner most of the time. So we have 56 properties that are listed by, for sale by owner or FSBO. Some owners are a little bit overpriced. Um, I remember, like this guy, I think it's a duplex, if I'm not mistaken. Like I tried it with him like once or twice before, but like I just knew like he was just at a ridiculous number, and you could see that. I mean, I don't even think he changed his price. He's still asking 380. Um, yeah, it's a duplex. Uh, I'm trying to see if he changed his price at all. He probably didn't. Oh, he did actually. He was way higher when I was chatting with him. 450 to 380 pending. So I mean, three actually, yeah, for a duplex, I mean, depends on the interior, but like most of the times, like 350 is like kind of like what normally sells for. But again, it varies on location, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, 450 is ridiculous for a duplex if it's just again, just a 2 bedroom, 1 bath. And he bought it for 300. So I mean, I understand he's trying to make a profit, but yeah, I mean, I could always chat with him again. Um, but there's probably a reason why it hasn't sold in 146 days. I mean, interest rates could play a part too, but um yeah. So yeah, again, you have the options with the owners, you have the options with the agents. Sometimes, agents are your friends, guys. So you make, even if sometimes you don't, like, let's say you're looking at my next thing, what I usually like doing is put in like investor or fixer upper or TLC. Those types of words, help. So like when you help you navigate. So like, from the 2,300 leads that we had, not leads, but properties that we had listed, we went all the way down to 23. So like I want to look at homes that are like that look like they need some work. This would be a prime example of one. It looks kind of dated. Just based off that, I don't want to, I mean, this one looks pretty good. I don't really want to call this one, there's really not much to, I'm not really pursuing that one. That's pretty much someone who wants to like do a buy and hold, like maybe either Airbnb it or, rent it out. But you want to find distressed homes, boarded up windows, the roof's messed up, that type of thing. This is livable. You could still probably flip this one, but probably it's gonna pass like any like typical loan. It should, I mean, just based off me looking at the pictures. But I know like a home like this, then might have some flaws where it doesn't pass like a 4 point, so it has to be a cash transaction. You could always put in cash only on the filters, but like let's say I would click on this home, read the description, and kind of know what's going on, and then kind of call from there. It's a short sale. So short sale, that basically means that the owner owes more than what the property is worth. So let's say owner owes, I don't know, like 270, but the property is only worth like again, like maybe it's worth 235. They owe more than what it's worth. So that's kind of what they have to do here. Um just trying to see if there's any other details in here that I could. use. But yeah, I mean, even if I went to like, let's say PropStream, let me see. I mean, it just gives you an estimate of what of like the mortgage and everything, like the interest. It's always an estimate. She has two more. It says estimated balance 68, but I mean, I never really go off of that. So the way how you would find out the information correctly is just obviously if you ask the seller or the agent. In this case, it would have to be the agent since the agent's listing the home. So there's a lien for utilities. And then let's say go to mortgage and transaction history. She has an FHA loan taken out in 2009 and another one in 2013. But yeah, the owner's name is Kim. Go back here. And they dropped the price by 40K. Had it listed. I listed again. Okay, so listed again for 275. Surprised they couldn't sell it in 2021. That was still a good time to buy. Now the time, like, I would say like it would be easier to sell it at 275 back then as opposed to now. But the same thing happened. They dropped it 40K in 2021 and then they removed it. It's just kind of like in the same time period too. Like listed in July of 2021, listed in June of 2024. Yeah, it's PropStream. PropStream is it's $99 per month. So you would have to pay that. If you don't want to, then there's PropWire. PropWire is kind of like the same like PropStream. It's 100% free. The only thing you would have to pay for is just skip tracing. So to find, like, let's say if I wanted to find let's say if this home was off market, right? Let's say if it was off market, I wanted to find Kimberly's phone number. I would have to skip trace it on PropStream to find it, or we could go on True People Search. So let's say if I copy this address, I'll go to truepeoplessearch.com. That's free. You could you could just do a single search. So I would copy that address, copy her name, put it in here. Sometimes too, you might have to get rid of the, like, let's say the avenue and all that kind of stuff. Maybe just St. Pete, Florida 337. And I think, I don't know, her middle initial is R. Okay, so it's probably this first one here. She's 46 years of age. Click on view details. So she has two addresses. So I mean, I know this is the correct information because it said here on PropStream her mailing address was like 83rd Avenue. Yes, so this is her mailing. So maybe this is a rental for her, I'm assuming. Let me see. She has linked properties. So yeah. So maybe she owns. Okay. So she has 5 properties in her name. I'm assuming this one might be a rental. This one that we're on right now on 57th Avenue might be a rental. She's probably living at 83rd Avenue. But anyway, mailing address 83rd, and I have 5 numbers to choose from. Probably this first number here. 727 is the area code in St. Pete. So it's probably this first one here. But it doesn't really benefit me to call her because it is listed with an agent. I don't know his name or her name. But it's listed with them, so you have to go through Jessica. So it's listed with Jessica. You would have to call Jessica here, and see if you can, chat with her. The only time I would call like, let's say, go around an agent. Let's say if I'm trying for a few days and they're not responding. I even tried calling. Let's say their broker is Beta Bay Brokerage. I tried calling them, and they're not answering. Let's say, hey, like, I'm leaving messages like, hey, how you guys doing? You have a listing through Jessica for whatever, for 57th Avenue. If you could get her to contact me, I would appreciate it. My name's Terrell at blah blah blah. Give my phone number, and it's been like days, and I still haven't gotten a response from either the agent or the brokerage. Then I'm calling. Then I would skip trace it and call the seller and be like, "Hey, is this Kimberly?" She'll say yes if it is her. Then I'll be like, hey, how you doing? Sorry for calling. I was trying to reach out to your listing agent, Jessica, but it's been a few days now. I haven't gotten any response from her. I'm not sure if she is, I'm not sure if she's on vacation or blah blah blah. And that's how I would do it. That's the only time I would go around an agent. But yeah, so like, I would want to, I mean, honestly, I don't know this area too well, so like I would have to comp it out and see if it's worth an investor to pay 235 or so for the home. I mean, it's been listed for a little bit here. I mean, they did a price drop in 2 days ago, right? Today's the 23rd, right? Yeah, so 2 days ago they did a price drop. So I mean, a significant price drop too. So who knows? I would have to duplicate the tab, look for other, 3-bedroom homes, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom homes in the same neighborhood and see kind of what renovated homes are going for. But anyone have any questions? Dom, I'll go to your address here in Connecticut. Oh, this is an auction home. So like there's nothing really I could do here. Um, there's really buyer, that due diligence period that we would use to, like, let's say shop a deal and try to find a buyer. We can't really do that because they want basically they want, once you agree to the price, let's say you agree to, let's say 100,000 for this property, you agree to 100,000, they want money down right away. They don't want any inspection periods or anything like that, due diligence. They don't want anything like that. They want pretty much you can't shop it around. So when it gets to an auction, there's really nothing you could do. I haven't. Yeah, you have to actually be like a buyer to buy the house. You can't wholesale it. At least I don't know any way around that. I don't know why. I was trying to pull it up on 06066. Oh, well, I guess it's called Burning in Rockville. You see, it's already in its bank owned. So the bank already got it. Like, I guess they've been trying to sell it since then. But this is if it was. I wonder who. It doesn't say who the. I guess it was. I actually don't know. There's 2 sellers here. I don't know why it has it twice. God. I don't know, but either way, I mean, you see here they had it for 85. They bought it for 85 in March. But yeah, you can't do anything here with this. If it was like in a pre-foreclosure, then yeah, that you could do something with that, because the seller still has the ability to try to make something happen off market or on market. So I mean, if I called like a year ago, probably would have been a great idea to call before it got to the auction. So just keep that in mind. You can't really do much with auctions unless you're actually buying it for yourself. Any questions, guys? Anything else? Let me see here. All right, so I think I got the right one, right? Yep, this is it. Okay, perfect. Yeah, for sale by owner. Plenty of room, sold as is. Open offers, direct any offers, questions, concern the number. Please text me. Phone calls will be ignored. Okay. So they're not answering the phone, only through text, like, which I don't like. I always like talking to people. I mean, you can't really do any true business just texting, I have done one or maybe two, but I know my most recent deal I did mostly through text was back in like May of this year, so not too long ago. This guy was just hated phone. I probably only I talked to him maybe a total of 3 times on the phone. The rest, and that's it's sporadically. Every time if I call him, he'll just always not answer, but then he'll just answer via text, which is weird. I mean, it could be like on like non-work hours, and he same thing, you know. He just, you know, even if let's say if I, well, I mean, I think he works, so I mean that's understandable. But I just feel like anytime I try to contact him, could be random hours, he just doesn't answer. But I was able to get the deal done. All right, so this one I would want to duplicate the tab here. I want to see what homes are in this area of Connecticut are going for. Looks nice. Looks like a two. You know, it's a 2-1. Unfortunately, there's only one photo that we have to work with here. Just based off the street view. I'm not sure about the neighborhood. I don't know if this is in a great location or not. Home next door looks across the street looks nice. But yeah, let's look at some comps. Let's see. So my thing would be like again to duplicate the tab. I would want to zoom into the street name, in and around the street name. What's the name of the street? I forget. Silver Hill. So I want to look around Silver Hill. Here's Silver Hill here. I would want to next go to the sold. I would want to go to, let's say, 2 bedrooms. I would then want to go to, let's say anything under 1250. I know we're at 864, but 1250 is a good, number to stay below, and in the past 12 months. So there's nothing here. I wanted to try to see if I could find something like kind of close to Silver Hill, but I guess not. There's something here for 335. Also too, you could also, just click on high to low, so you see everything high to low. But anyway, there's something at 335. Doesn't look like ours. It's not like just like a regular, 3-bedroom ranch. Actually, yeah. So nothing at, it doesn't look like ours. We want to try to find something that looks like ours. There's this one here, 369. I don't know what. Maybe it's the house to the left here. This one was sold off market. I don't know what house it is. Maybe it's this one. I don't know. I can't tell. Or actually, maybe it's this one. Looks like they just built this home. I'm not really sure. But anyway, let's click out and see. There's this one at 260. I mean, it's, in a different neighborhood. I mean, it's, to the right of this major road here. So 260 for 3-1, 1,100, almost 1,200 square feet. Was it listed on the market? Okay. So it was listed on the market. So you could go on, let's say, realtor.com, copy. And this is for anything that's been listed on the market, guys, by an agent, and you want to see photos of, you just got to go to Realtor, because they're only going to do the photo of the first picture on Realtor. So to see any interior photos, if there were any, that's what you would have to do. You have to go to realtor.com, go in the search tab if it wants to work with me. Paste, enter. And if there's like 20 photos, you'll see 20 photos. So there's 25 photos to choose from. So obviously the Zillow used that first picture. So, it said polish up this gem. So I'm assuming, some work needed. But we shall see. Just waiting for these photos to load here. Yeah, that's pretty normal. It takes a while for sometimes pre-foreclosures last for a little bit. And you could always double check by, if you ever talk to an agent, they'll tell you what's going on. Usually what you could say, like when I talk to because I really don't call on market properties anymore. I just focus mainly off market. That's how you're going to find the best deals. But, my call, let's say if I were to, do a practice call on here to, it's listed it's listed by not the agent, but by the owner. So even if, let's say if an agent was involved, my thing would be, just hi, is this blah blah blah. He or she will say yes. Like, also, my name's Terrell. I invest around in an Ansonia, Connecticut, whatever, say wherever, like maybe it could say the county, blah, blah, blah. My next thing will be like, is it still available? They'll say yes. It's like, awesome, perfect. So what's the story on this one? So that's a key sentence to say to an agent, that has a listing. Like, what's the story on it? It's a good icebreaker to help, and it would just basically, most agents, when they hear that, they'll tell you what's going on, like off the hand. So you're not really playing guessing games or anything like that, and they'll tell you pretty much a decent amount what you need to know, and then that would open the door to other conversations that you could have with them. They'll let's say you ask an agent, oh, what's the story on this house here? Well, it's a single lady's living here. She's been here for the past 15 years. She wants to move closer to family, blah, blah, blah. So, that's that, again, just asking what's the story on this one, or what's the story here. That's a big icebreaker to kind of get you a decent amount of information from agents. Some you could work for sellers too, of course, but yeah. Let's see here. I don't think there's any more questions. Yeah, there wasn't. Okay. So, I mean, she's asking, or he or she is asking 239. And another thing is kind of annoying that, they do not want any calls. Yeah, this was 260. I mean, 260. I mean, it is dated. A few spots, you could definitely get rid of the wood paneling here and the carpet there, and there's like a great, like, obviously you want to keep some of the wooden features, but most of the stuff, you would want to change. I think the bathtub was like green or blue or something. You might want to change that. Yeah, so but not really much renovated homes that we would need. I mean, let's say if we wanted to go, let's say 24 months, maybe we'll see something in 2 years ago. So let's see. Nothing going on here. There's something at 235. This was the one at 235. I'm not sure if it's renovated or not. I would have to probably do the same thing. Put it in realtor and see what I could get. So I'm just kind of taking my time here because I want to try to make sure you would have the best offer. Always tough to see because we don't even know what we don't even know what the property looks like. So like if this guy or gal, is really, I guess, anal about not conversating over the phone, I'll text the number saying, hi, my name is Terrell. Is the property still available? They'll say yes. And I'll be like, hey, do you have any recent photos of the place? And they'll say yes or no, and kind of go from there. But I mean, it is difficult to conversate, with somebody just strictly via text or email like this person wants to. Just waiting for these. Based on how it looks on the outside, it looks pretty nice. You don't really have to do any renovations here. Looks pretty decent, and that sold for 235. Again, it's a little different style home. But it's on 2 floors. Probably a little bit more yardage as well. I wonder if let me see if this was renovated at all. It doesn't list it. Let me see. Hold on. Let me go to like PropStream so I could see like who sold it, and who. Because I mean that could be a flipper potentially. So if I'm in this market of Connecticut, like if I'm building a buyer's list, because it does look like it was somewhat renovated a little bit, but who knows? No, just owned by an estate. So estate of Herbert Feldman. So that's okay, and they sold it to Anthony. Maybe it could have been the heirs of Herbert that did a little bit of renovation to the house before it sold. I don't know. All right, so and then we go to Yeah, I mean, I think, I mean, if this got 230, I mean, how far? It's not even that far from where ours is located. I mean, we're here, and then that web terrace is right over here. So like 235, that was in 2023. So a little bit over a year. And that's up for 235. I mean, different curb appeal. I don't know the lot size. Let me see, 8,700. We are at not so you have more surprisingly a little bit more square footage with the lot, but built in 1900. We're built. This one was built in 1950. So you want to when I'm pulling comps too, you don't want to go over anything that's like past like 10 years. So really, we don't really have much to work with. I just know like 235 would be 239 is what this person's asking. It's kind of like would be a lot. I'm assuming this house is dated. Let's say if I wanted to do, let's say we'll give them the 235 ARV. Let's say I want to do 0.75, that brings me to 176. And then let's say this home, I don't know the photos, we don't have any photos to work with. Let's say it needs like 30K renovation. So like you're gonna have to be around the 140 mark. I mean, so it's like 100,000 lower than what they're asking. But you don't have to get discouraged. Just my thing is it's like I would call, or actually not in this case, I would text, see if it's available. See if there's any offers on the table, see if there's any wiggle room on the price, and kind of go from there and make your assumption. Hopefully you could make something happen. Um, Really not much to work with. I mean, this home looks pretty renovated to, I mean, I don't know the area of Connecticut, but I mean, I don't really think that you would have to fix much of this. I mean, this looks like it was done really nicely. Yeah, probably. I'm assuming the family kind of did some of the renovations because I mean, when you see a state, I mean, it's sometimes it's whoever just living in the property for a while and then they pass and the property kind of goes away, gets for a little bit and then has to go through probate, and then that's what the family did. But they probably wanted to get the most value for it, so maybe the family got together to do the renovation. Who knows? um yeah, you're welcome. Hopefully that was able to help you. Any other questions, guys?
Hey Terrell, I wanted to see if you would run one through PropStream for me. I had to suspend my PropStream.
Okay, what's the address?
Da, 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 da. 1716 Lancelot Loop in Tampa.
uh you said Lansing what?
Lance, here, I'll just start the chat.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh,
Eric and
Lansing.
I,
Okay.
Eric and I kind of went through this one yesterday. But something that I've seen on the post, because it is on market, um, kind of makes me want to run it through PropStream.
Yeah, it's an estate as well, which is nice too. I mean, but sometimes it could mean, I don't know, it's on market, which is, kind of hurts it a little bit because you're gonna get crazy. Really get those retail buyers. I'll put this in Zillow and we'll see what we get here. Lancelot Loop.
Because I was actually hung up on when I contacted this agent. So,
Oh, really?
yep.
All right. Lee, agency return, looking for a fixer upper for sure homes as is, where is homes. Yeah, these are the ones that you want to get before it goes to before it's listed. So it's been listed for like almost a month now. But yeah, I'll run. So what did Eric say about this? Anything really, or?
He said if I can get it locked up for 140, 150, then it'd be a really good deal. But it's ARV'd at 310, about 60,000 in renovations. Um, Rents out for about in between 2,000 and 2,400 a month. Um,
Okay. I'm just gonna double check just to make sure about the ARV.
Yeah, he's the one that did that because I was estimating at 250, and he was he said it was gonna be much more than that, and he came up to 310.
I wonder if this is like a new build here. Let's see. Never ARV can never be higher than a new. All right, so it's not a new build. Okay, so but 325. I mean, it doesn't look like. So we're kind of like this. That's what we kind of look like here, just based on the side picture. Let me actually go to the more
Right.
picture. Where wood frame, it looks like this is a little exercise. Looks like, is that fire damage there? I can't.
It is not. It is not. That's water damage
Okay,
from that roof collapsing.
gotcha. Great. It looks like a wood frame here. Let me just double check here. Let's see. Vinyl siding. Yeah, vinyl siding. Okay. Let's see a question here. Yeah, I could do that for you, Ricky. Okay.
56 Mountain Street, Vernon, Connecticut, 06066.
I'm trying to just see one other thing. I mean, it's a block home, small square footage, 147. And this, if you're buying if you're pulling a buyer's list, this would be a buyer here. The buyer bought it off market for 147, posted it the following year. So this would be a buyer I would look into. Same street. So let's say if this property was off market, I would definitely call this, buyer here, like, hey, I'm working on another one on Lancelot. You just recently sold this one. I would call like the agent. Let's say the agent's like, hi Denise, if your if your seller who flipped Lancelot is looking for another potential fixer upper, and then that's how you would get, she could either give you the information of that buyer, or she'll take the information from you, like where the property is located, all that kind of stuff. But it's kind of hard to kind of do that type of scouting when a property is on market, because then so they might tell that agent that, hey, look, someone told me on your listing. But I'm assuming, I mean, it's high twos for sure. I'm just trying to see if it meets that 310. This is a 4-2. We only have one. I mean, probably maybe enough room to add a second bath, possibly. I don't know.
I mean, I overestimated it at 60,000. So there should be enough room that if that was needed, be done. Frame in a second bathroom.
Yeah. I'm gonna look.
Roof work's going to have to be done, no matter what, on that back half. So
just construction. Okay, block. So I would say, like, for this home, I think the value would probably be like around like 280, 290. We're not blocks. That's what's gonna hurt us. Not many people like block homes because of termites, because of hurricanes, all that kind of stuff. So, well, I mean, let's call it like, let's call it 290. I mean, you could always like verifying it with the agent. Just like, just to make sure. Let's call it 290, 280 to 290. Let's say 285, just meet in the middle. We do have a lot of space. 60 should get this, unless there's anything. I mean, I would have to ask the agent if there's anything crazy going on other than, this water damage I see here that you said. We don't have we're not agents ourselves, so we don't see, because he would put the additional information for realtors to see, as you see it here.
right.
But we don't have access to the MLS to look at those remarks. But yeah, I mean, we know on the plus side, like, that's why I like looking at comps, because you could tell, like, I don't know how much work this house needed, but you could see the before and after vaguely from street view. So it looked like it needed some work. But yeah, they renovated it, they got it off market, and then they bought it at this price here off market. So that's probably where you need to be at. Like, so Eric was right there, but who knows? I mean, it depends what people like to see on the return. So, like, either way, but if I were to do like let's say a 285 ARV times 0.75, that already brings me to 213. Let's say I want to plug in 60 to 65. Let's say I do 65K in work. I'm at 148, 750, you know? So like, so 140 is ideally where you need to be at based off this. Same type of property. We have more square footage. Maybe we could offer a tad bit more. Maybe it's not as much as 65 in work. I could have overestimated. But yeah, same. Here's another one on the same street, sold for 279, 3-1. We're a 4-1. I don't know if this one is block or not. Built in the same year. We're 1959. I'm pretty sure as well. Yep, 1959. Okay, so I would scroll down here. I want to see if it's a block home. I think I went past it. See more facts and features. But yeah, so it's a block home. So I don't know. I would have to click on to see the work that was done. This is a potential, probably another buyer I would add. Yep. So they bought it for 153. So off market too, public record here. So they bought it off market. So this is another buyer. They renovated it, it took and they listed it in like 2 months. So that was a quick rehab. So, again, if you want to see the work, you can go to realtor.com, put it in. So sorry, I'm just over here rambling. What's the question here, Brandon, that you had? You wanted me to call the guy or?
If you wouldn't, I mean, I'm not sure if Eric's going to get back on today on TikTok or not. I was going to get a hold of him, let him know that I was hung up on. He asked me to update him, but
gotcha. Yeah, okay.
I don't have any other way to get hold of him.
Yeah, no worries. I'll call. Definitely getting a lot of calls. So that's probably why, if you called him yesterday or whatever, he's probably getting a lot of calls from wholesalers, all that kind of thing.
I called him this morning. Eric and I tried to call him last night, and he was out of office. Wasn't answering the office phone or didn't have it redirected. So I called it this morning. And
is this his cell or his office? This one here.
That I believe that's an office number.
Okay, so then let me go to like I have to copy his name and then go to Spin Real Estate LLC and see if I. So I have a 4. All right, so maybe that 484 main office. I'm assuming the 434 could be his personal. 212 is the office, which is okay. That's the main. Okay, so let me try this one here.
Yeah, I didn't even get a chance to talk.
Gotcha. No worries. Some agents are cool. Some agents are not cool. There's always some, just gotta go through the for off market, better to find short days on market are high. Well, I mean, kind of, it's for off market. I mean, yeah. I mean, it depends. I mean, sometimes, in my experience, like some people wait until the last minute to try to do something because they realize they can't, you know, the loan modification option is out of the picture. They tried everything and they want to, like, now it's like a week before the auction day and it's like, oh yeah, maybe I'll sell it off market now. So it's like kind of, but it varies. So it's every seller is different regarding how they treat the pre-foreclosure. Because like I said, I've been times where I've done deals where it's last minute and they're trying to work something out with me, or it's like, just starting out the first month and they want to, work something out with me. So it depends. But yeah, let me call Lee and just chat with him real quick. 434. Okay. Yeah, hopefully it goes well. I don't know. Who knows? He might not. I'll try twice. If he doesn't answer, then I will leave a message, hope for a call back. But I'm assuming for him, he's probably gotten a million calls from agents, wholesalers, investors. Hi, Lee. Hi, how you doing, Lee? My name is Terrell. I don't know if your listing's still available. I'm an investor. I was just curious about Lancelot Loop, if that's still on the market.
Yeah, it is. But if it's a low ball offer, if it's 1.8% presenting, it would be for something close for it.
Okay. I mean, what would you? I mean, I'm looking at the, just based off the area. I haven't flipped in here, in this area, but I just know, I mean, based off the area B, just running my calculations
Not be a good flip. It would not be a good flip.
at that 194. Yeah, which you already know. Okay, so I mean, is it okay to just place an offer so it's on the back burner, or are you just not even accepting anything that is submitted?
No, it's not going to make sense to present a low offer that works as a flip. We don't want to sell it to a flipper. We're trying to sell it to a landlord. Somebody that's not trying to flip it and make money on it.
Gotcha. All right. Is there anything else that you have currently that you plan on listing soon, or anything in your that?
Yeah, I got one in Lutz. That's a great flip.
Oh, okay.
Are you a buyer or a wholesaler?
I'm a buyer. Me and my buddy John Creamer. We do flips in around St. Pete, Tampa.
Oh yeah. I know. Yeah. 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 This actually might work for him. But yeah, I know him.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That would. Yeah. So this is not the deal for you.
Well, yeah, no, but like the one in Lutz, I mean that maybe what are the numbers on that? Or is it a good area or?
It is a good area. 275 net is the cheapest price. It needs $70,000 rehab. Resell 420.
Okay. What's the address on that one?
Cranbrook. Yeah. I'll text you the address.
Okay. Yeah. Just text me. I'll look it up and run it by, and hopefully we can make something happen here. But yeah, no, I appreciate your time and honesty and transparency with this one, because I know, I mean, obviously as well with that's not 194 is kind of difficult to make sense of. But yeah, we'll be in touch. Yep. All right. So story on this one, quick, if you guys didn't know, or hear the call fully, but basically he knows that it's not going to work as a flip. He probably got to be at like 140, 150. He's probably with low ball offers. He said are not going to, a waste of time. So that's that's kind of what I got out of him, which is fine. He was nice about it. Probably got a million other people. The thing that it's good with knowing people. I know John Creamer. John is pretty popular in around the Tampa Bay area. So he knows John actually too. So he knows that I wouldn't be like a wholesaler or anything like that, even though I technically am. But again, just knowing him is a good clutch, I guess. But yeah, he said he's going to text me the address for the one in Lutz, which is a little bit north of where this property is at. Again, it's not listed anywhere. That's what I pretty much got from him. It's not listed. So hopefully I'm able to make something happen, run it by John, see what John would pay, and then go from there. But what I could do is, once he texts me, I could just send you the address, Brandon, and then you could kind of run it by and see what the numbers come back at, and just I'll try to keep you in the loop here, so I'm not gonna like go around you or anything like that. But yeah, that's a potential lead. So again, it didn't work out with this one. Ask an agent if there's anything else that they have, in their pipeline that they plan on listing soon. And then again, you saw it there. He gave me an address, and hopefully we could probably work something out with that. Any questions? Yeah, he just texted me the address here and the Dropbox for it. Okay, perfect. Let me.
You should have my number, Terrell.
Yeah, I do have your number. Yeah, so I'm just sorry. Eric called me. Let me just see what this is about here. Let me just call him right back. Just mute myself. All right, I'm back. Yeah, sorry, Eric has a meeting at 12:15. I guess I don't know if it's like a one-on-one or something like that. I don't know. But I gotta end the Zoom, guys. Brandon, I will text you the address and the Dropbox. He sent me like a Dropbox as well, so the Dropbox would have all the photos and stuff on there. And I think there's another address. Ricky, if you could just message me on Discord, I'll run the numbers and stuff like that, and just tell me the situation. I'll look at that. but I gotta get off the Zoom. So Eric could head host the one-on-one or whatever that he's doing. Since we share the same account, so I apologize, guys. All right, take care.
Terrell?
Yes, sir. Take it easy.